Trump's live. Is it finally happening? Oh, here we go.
We're going to have it at the highest level. I want to thank Secretary Hegseth, who's been fantastic, and Secretary Rubio and Space Force Vice Chief of Space Operations, General Mike Gutlein. I also want to recognize Senators Dan Sullivan, Kevin Cramer, and Jim Banks, fantastic senators, great talents, great political talents, and people that love our country. In the campaign, I promised the American people that I would build a cutting-edge missile defense shield to protect our homeland from the threat of foreign missile attack.
Oh, shit.
And that's what we're doing. Today, I'm pleased to announce that we have officially selected an architecture for this state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors. And Canada has called us, and they want to be a part of it. So we'll be talking to them. They want to have protection also.
Didn't Canada also drop their tariffs?
We help Canada do the best we can. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term. So we'll have it done in about 3 years. Once fully constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles even if they are launched from other sides of the world and even if they are launched from space. And we will have the best system ever built. As you know, we helped Israel.
Bro, he watched Independence Day.
It was very successful, and now we have technology that's even far advanced from that, but including hypersonic missiles, ballistic missiles, and advanced cruise missiles. All of them will be knocked out of the air. We will truly be completing the job that President Reagan started 40 years ago, forever ending the missile threat to the American homeland, and the success rate is very close to 100%, which is incredible when you think of it. You're shooting bullets out of the air. I'm also pleased to report that the one big, beautiful bill will include $25 billion for the Golden Dome to help construction get underway. That's the initial sort of a down deposit. And we have probably, you're talking about, General, we're talking about $175 billion total cost of this when it's completed. This afternoon, I'm also announcing that I will appoint, very importantly, General Gutlein to lead the ambitious new effort as the direct reporting program manager for the Golden Dome. Very talented man, and I'm very honored to have been the one that helped to have really created Space Force. Space Force has turned out to be a tremendous success. We were third in space, and now we're #1 in space by a lot. It's not even close.
Wow.
And Mike is a 4-star Space Force general, the recipient of the Defense
How can you be a space general?
Distinguished Service Medal, one of the most respected people in the world having to do with defense. You know, we have offense and we have defense. I'll bet he's good at offense, too. And he has an unmatched background in missile warning technology and defense procurement. General Gutlein also knows that we need to move fast. No one is more qualified for his job, and everybody, this was a universal acceptance of General Gutlein. Everybody that knows him and knows everybody else, they said there's only one man for the job, so I have a feeling we have the right guy. But now I'd like to invite Secretary Hegseth and the General to please say a few words and describe the system a little bit.
All right.
And we appreciate you being here, and the press has really been very fair over the last period of a couple of months.
Because you can see the U.S. and there's the dome.
It was so much more exciting the other way.
Oh, we're protecting Mexico, too.
Fair. We have very high poll numbers, the highest we've ever had. And I think we're doing a great job. We had a tremendous trip to the Middle East, as you know. It was a really amazing trip. And now I came home, and this is the one I was really looking forward to this day, because this is very important for the
Golden Dome
success and even survival of our country. It's a pretty evil world out there. So this is something that goes a long way toward the survival of this great country. And as I said, we'll be discussing Canada. They want to hook in, and they want to see if they can be a part of it. That sort of makes sense. I guess that's what I was talking about from day one. You know, it automatically makes sense, and it won't be very difficult to do, but they'll pay their fair share. Thank you very much, everybody. And Pete, go ahead.
Sure. Well, Mr. President, add this to the long and growing list of promises made and promises kept. Ultimately, this right here, the Golden Dome for America, is game changer. It's a generational investment in the security of America and Americans. Mr. President, you said we're going to secure our southern border and get 100% operational control after the previous administration allowed an invasion of people into our country. President Reagan 40 years ago cast the vision for it. The technology wasn't there. Now it is, and you're following through to say we will protect the homeland from cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles, drones, whether they're conventional or nuclear. It's not lost on me, sir, also that you had the vision to start the Space Force, and here we are when the others said we didn't need it. Here we are in the Oval Office with one of the leaders of the Space Force in General Gutlein leading the charge on putting in place a game-changing Golden Dome for America.
Yes.
So, sir, it's an honor to be a part of this bold initiative. We're going to get to work on it. We have been since you signed that executive order on January 27th.
Keep in mind, he also introduced Stargate.
We've been fast forward on this. We're here on this day, and this is just one stop in delivering this defense of the homeland, which is something you've charged us with doing, and we'll keep going until it is complete, sir.
Thank you, Pete. Pete's doing a great job, by the way. Thank you very much. General, please.
Mr. President, today is a great day for the nation as we double down on protection of the homeland.
All right, Baldy, what's up?
As you're aware, our adversaries have become very capable and very intent on holding the homeland at risk. While we have been focused on keeping the peace overseas, our adversaries have been quickly modernizing their nuclear forces, building out ballistic missiles capable of hosting multiple warheads, building out hypersonic missiles capable of attacking the United States within an hour and traveling at 6,000 miles an hour, building cruise missiles that can navigate around our radar and our defenses, building submarines that can sneak up on our shores, and worse yet, building space weapons. It is time that we change that equation and start doubling down on the protection of the homeland. Golden Dome is a bold and aggressive approach to hurry up and protect the homeland from our adversaries. We owe it to our children and our children's children to protect them and afford them a quality of life that we have all grown up enjoying.
So the keeper of the Golden Dome is bald?
I greatly appreciate your trust in me and your nomination in me and your trust in the team to deliver this.
Dome.
It is a great day for America.
And also, very importantly, it's we're the only ones that have this. We call it super technology. Nobody else has it. And nobody else has really near what we have. So this is a very exciting project. This is something that will, the general said close to 100% protection. So that's something we need. I think it's a very, and everything's going to be made in the USA,
Super Earth.
Very importantly. So it's something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. And I just noticed you two, Jim, you're standing there, and behind you is a very important document, Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, I heard about
that. It was in the vault for many decades right under this area. They have vaults with pictures on top. You have Abraham Lincoln. You see, that was the original Abraham Lincoln, the original Washington.
It's the real guy.
Does everybody know who the middle was? General Grant. And so it's very exciting. You look over here.
The guy won the Civil War.
You have Thomas Jefferson. That's Monroe from the Monroe document. And
the OGs,
you know who that is, right? Andrew Jackson. So we have a lot of very exciting pictures.
The $20 bill guy.
On the other side, likewise, some great presidents and great people. And many of these, because people were asking about them, many of them, almost all of them, were in the vaults.
Yeah.
Or nearby, but generally in the vaults downstairs. Well, we have some great. So it's.
By the way, what is this
exciting.
about?
The place has become a little different than you first saw it, Jim, right?
Yes, much
better. A
better.
little bit different, and slightly better. But to think we had them, and some were in the vaults for over 100 years, so it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's
everybody
crazy.
knows Jim Banks. He's a great congressman, and now he's a great senator from Indiana. And you might want to say a few words, Jim.
Well, your legacy with Space Force, Mr. President, is already big, but the Golden Dome is going to be an even bigger legacy for our country. And Indiana is going to help you
the
make
Declaration of Independence?
The space satellites that are made at Fort Wayne, Indiana by L3 Harris, all the work done at Crane Navy Base in southern Indiana is going to be a big part of it. And Hoosiers are very proud of that. We're proud of you. Thank you very much.
You're going to be a big factor. Thank you, and good luck, and congratulations. You won that race by a lot.
Thanks to you.
That wasn't even a contest, right?
Well, thank you. Thanks to you and all of your support.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Please go ahead. You missed that. This is Senator Kramer. He's one of our best. Can't get any better. Go ahead.
Well, you're very nice, Mr. President, and thanks for this. And I remember the day in your first term when you called it. I was a brand new baby freshman senator on the Armed Services Committee and said, you said, I want to have a Space Force. Would you lead the effort on the Senate Armed Services Committee? And I felt so proud thinking that you chose me, only to find out later no one else would do it. But nonetheless, it worked out really well because North Dakota has some great space assets and that contribute to that and to Golden Dome. No surprise that you would be the president that would come along and put the homeland first. And this is just one more example of that. So thanks for this and for allowing me this opportunity. And by the way, let me just add my strong endorsement of General Goodline's role in leading this. I don't know anybody better, for sure, better equipped to do it than he is.
Everybody said that.
Yeah.
I'll get to this afterwards.
Dan Sullivan, Alaska, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for your continued leadership on missile defense. We were talking earlier how in 2019 at the Pentagon, you laid out a speech about the Missile Defense Review that had all these principles on missile defense that you articulated then during your first term, and now the Golden Dome is all of that. So you're continuing to lead. We really appreciate it. You know, the Congress is stepping up, as you mentioned right now in the budget reconciliation bill, $25 billion for the Golden Dome. And what Senator Kramer and Senator Banks and I and many others, we're working on our, and I briefed you on this before, sir, on our Golden Dome Act, which we think will have, in terms of legislation that can help cement what you're doing right here, getting the Congress behind it, not just with the funding, but with authorizations. So we're working closely with Secretary Hegseth, General Gutlein, and the whole team. So we're very honored to be here, sir. And, you know, Alaska is the cornerstone of missile defense right now in terms of ground-based missile interceptors, in terms of radar systems that track incoming missiles. So my state is honored to continue to play a critical role in all of this and build on it. And we're really excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan. Great. Any questions?
Mr. President, you had mentioned at the beginning of your remarks that this was a campaign promise of yours. Have military commanders asked for this system specifically? Because NORAD had said previously that the current system was adequate. So what does this get the United States
Somebody
that
said the
isn't
current
already
system is
in
adequate.
before?
There really is no current system. We have certain areas of missiles and certain missile defense, but there's no system. We just have some very capable weapons that hopefully we never have to use, but we have some very capable weapons. No, this is
talking about lasers?
There's never been anything like this. This is something that's going to be very protective. I think you can rest assured there'll be nothing like this. Nobody else is capable of building it either.
Was
The
this
Jewish
something
space
commanders asked
lasers.
you for? Did they ask you to do this?
Right.
Well, let me put it differently. I suggested it, and they all said, "We love the idea, sir." That's the way it's got to be, right? But they want it, and they wanted it badly once it was suggested. I don't know if they ever thought they would be lucky enough to have it, but we were able to get it done, and we have all the funding, so pretty much tucked away. I think most people feel it's very important to have. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. When you first announced this idea, critics said it would be prohibitively expensive, potentially ineffective, and could trigger an arms race in space. What do you say to those critics about that?
Well, they're wrong. It's about as close to perfect as you can have in terms of real production. I told you Canada wants to be a part of it, which be, you know, fairly small expansion, but we'll work with them on pricing. We'll be dealing with them on pricing. They know about it very much. They've asked to be a part of it, actually. They've asked us to be a part of it. I think it's something that is great. If you can afford to do it, we can afford to do it. You know, we took in $5.1 trillion in the last 4 days in the Middle East. And when you think about it, this is a tiny fraction of that. Oh, God. But we make it all here. We're going to make it all here. We have...
Yeah.
When I will tell you, an adversary told me, a very big adversary told me the most brilliant people in the world are Silicon Valley. He said, we cannot duplicate him. We can't. This was somebody that I won't tell you who it is, but you'd be amazed. We have the most brilliant minds in the world doing this kind of thing, the equipment.
It was
the
Sam
space,
Altman
the
who
computers,
said that.
everything. But he said that we just can't duplicate what you have there in Silicon Valley. We never have been able to, and there's a very strong group of people. And very strong minds, but they can't. So we have things that nobody else can have. You see what we've done helping Israel with that. You probably wouldn't have in Israel. They launched probably 500 missiles altogether, and I think 1/2 of a missile got through, and that was only falling to the ground as scrap metal. It's pretty amazing. And this is in terms of technology, far advanced from that system.
And just to follow up on the adversaries, have you addressed Russia's ventures in space with a space-based nuclear weapon and told Putin to stop in your conversations with him?
We haven't discussed it, but at the right time, we will.
Space-based nuclear
With
weapon?
the goal of keeping Americans safe with this, can you talk about the timeline? How long will this take to complete?
We think
This
it's
is
going to
the
be
3
about
years.
a little bit less than 3 years.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And we'll have a big phase
He
in
said that.
very early. You know, we're starting immediately with $25 billion. It'll cost about $175 billion completed, but we think in 2.5 to 3 years. Yeah.
Are you confident that you can get the funding needed from Congress quickly?
It's amazing how easy this one is to fund. You know, some funding is tough and some is easy. When we say we're going to save everyone's lives in a crazy world, it seems to be very easy to get. Yeah, we've already spoken to everybody we have to speak to. Everybody's in, I would say, Dan, everybody's in line here, right?
Yes, sir. $25 billion is a down payment in the budget reconciliation bill right now.
Yeah. So I think
Mr. President, on
people
Russia,
actually love it.
Mr. President, on Russia, are you worried about the reports on a military buildup along the borders towards Finland and Norway?
No, I don't worry about that at all. They're gonna
Ooh,
be,
he going for the
very safe.
Adolf mode?
Those are two countries are going to be very safe.
Uh-oh.
And the secondly, sir, if I may, Volodymyr
Oh,
Zelensky is saying
shit.
today that he's hoping for you to impose new sanctions on Russia. Are you considering that?
Well, that's going to be my determination. That's going to be nobody
border
else's
defense? Yeah,
determination.
probably
We'll
not.
see how Russia behaves. We see what's going to happen. You know, we have a pretty critical time right now. I had a talk yesterday for 2.5 hours with President Putin, as you know. I also spoke to all of the European, or to many of them, leaders, but they were representing the whole. And I think we had very good conversations yesterday. Please.
Thanks, Mr. President. What companies have asked to be involved in building this system, and have you decided on who will be building it?
Yeah, I think I'll let you answer that. You can mention some of yours from Alaska's involved, and Alaska's a big part of it because locationally they're sort of perfect. I think that's your first line of defense
that makes
in
sense.
certain instances. And Kevin will tell you that his state's involved. But honestly, Georgia's going to be very big. Florida's going to be very big. They're all going to be very big. Jim, do you want to talk about Indiana?
In Fort Wayne, Indiana, where I live, we make all the space satellites at L3 Harris. Across the board, we're the top manufacturing state in the country. By the way, the tariffs have been very good for auto manufacturing
They've been
in Indiana.
so good.
But this is going to be
Glazing,
really good
bros.
for the defense industry in my state. And there's so much money involved here. There are going to be a lot of American companies involved in making the Golden Dome
You might
possible.
also say, you're talking about the tariffs, he has some of the biggest auto plants in the world moving into Indiana, only for one reason, maybe two reasons, November 5th and the tariffs, okay?
Yes, sir.
But the tariffs have driven tremendous business into this country, but you have one of the biggest in the world being
The
built.
Honda Civics,
Right.
the new Honda Civic made in Indiana. GM has added jobs. Eli Lilly moving pharmaceutical manufacturing from China to the United States, $27 billion. You go on
That's
and on with
that's
good
a lot
news
of money.
in Indiana and across the country because of the tariffs.
Our country was cold as ice a year ago, and now we have the hottest country in the world. This is the hottest country in the world. Nobody even close.
Wow.
You look at even this last trip that I made.
Yeah, it was like
the
95
respect
degrees
that
today,
is paid
actually.
to our country. We've went from being laughed at all over the
90.
world, and now we're the hottest country in the world by far. Dan, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I think when you look at the system that you've laid out, it's an idea in your executive
Is he
order
asking
of a layered
questions
defense.
instead of asking the press?
So you
He's
have
just
initial
asking-
ground-based missile interceptors, which are made by some of the big defense companies, Lockheed,
It's been laughed at, Donnie?
Martin,
No.
Raytheon. But the beauty of your vision, Mr. President, is that it's layered, it's open architecture, and it goes up into space. So this is going to be some of the new defense tech companies that are very interested in it and can bring missile defense at a cost that I don't think, you said it, Mr. President, is unimaginable in terms of how much lower the cost is. So it's all across the board in terms of companies. Senator Kramer and I just met with a bunch from last week that are interested in this. And you said it earlier, Mr. President, our technology sector is head and shoulders above any other place in the world. And they're going to be a key part of this. And I think that's why it makes it so exciting.
Mr. President, I think one of the things and you alluded to this, the new autonomous space age defense ecosystem is more about Silicon Valley than it is about big metal, right? And so what's exciting about this is it makes it available to everybody to participate, to compete. Big companies, mid-sized companies, small companies, but General Gutlein is the perfect person, again, to sort all that out because he understands how it has to work together ultimately.
And Pete, maybe we'll close with you. We've been discussing this for a long time. Peter and I used to discuss it when I was going to go on a show that he did very well and had tremendous ratings, but all he wanted to talk about was the military. He didn't want to talk about anything else. We used to talk about this. How about you closing it out?
Yes, sir. I mean, like I said, without your vision, willing to say and do things when other people wanted to look away and pretend like the threat didn't exist, or be focused on foreign adventurism and some other threat that we've been told is affecting us. When you looked at the data, sir, from Russia to the Communist Chinese and their capabilities, what they're trying to do to supersede us and threaten us, how do we find the best innovators, the best military leaders, the best companies, tech companies? You mentioned open architecture. That's exactly right. So multiple companies can pour into this, sir. It's a layered defense. So if you miss at one, you catch at the next. And it integrates existing technologies that can speak to each other. So it moves quickly while also investing in further ranging space-based interceptors. So our enemies, our adversaries, are going to pay a lot of attention to this, just like they have to President Trump from day one. So you're defending the
Golden
homeland,
Dome of
defending the
America.
American people. It's going to benefit my kids and grandkids, all of ours in this room. So thank you for your leadership, and we're going to charge ahead as fast as we can.
Very good. Great job, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Elon Musk can be a part of this, Mr. President. Thank you, President.
No cuts. No cuts to Medicaid. No cuts to Medicaid.
Are they still asking about that shit? Oh my God. They trying to keep the boomers on high alert.
And President Trump announcing, along with Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and Senators Banks, Kramer, and Sullivan,
they're trying to dial
major
them up.
announcement for the Golden Dome. This was a vision of President Ronald Reagan's roughly 40 years ago.
So we have the Golden Dome, the gold cards, the golden age of America. What else is gold? Bro, the whole thing is now, I guess. Wow. This will end up just like the wall, unfinished and a bullshit talking point. I don't know. Maybe it will be, maybe not. I mean, there's other people that have built walls before. I've heard that Israel has a dome, and it seems like it works usually. And so maybe it's a good idea. I don't know. I mean, I could see it being like a good investment if it means that you can spend less money on having active, the logic of it, I think, works, right? Where it's you have this this force field effectively, right? It's not, but just, as a metaphor, that now you need less time that you need to spend actively watching it, right? So if you have a fence, you don't need as many guards because you've got the fence that's going to stop at least some of them. So if it's something that and also I don't even think this is wishful thinking. I don't even think this is going to happen. But theoretically, this would be good, right? I mean, it would be theoretically good. You already have that, right? Well, I mean, not the way that they have it, right? I mean, obviously not the same way. Yeah, you can AFK missile defense. Yeah, clearly that's what the goal is, right? That's what the mindset is. The wall will be finished after one big beautiful bill passes. The funding is in the bill. Yeah, that bill's not going to pass. I'm sorry to say it's not going to happen. There's too many different things in the bill. It's not going to happen. They're going to have to spread it out. It's a huge fucking, I think a tactical errors. It's too big. There's too many things happening and bills need to be smaller. Wrong? Okay. Yeah. I think that they're not going to pass it unless they have enough to just completely do it unilaterally without having to rely on any degree of cooperation. That's number one. Or the other way that they pass it is if they just straight up have to cut it up into 4 or 5 different pieces, which is what I think they're probably going to have to do. And, or at least 2 or 3 different pieces. That's probably what will happen. And size doesn't matter. Oh, that's what people say, but it turns out in a lot of cases it does. So, yeah, there you go. They should just legalize weed and tax it. Well, they do in a lot of places. Yeah, what are you talking about? That's exactly what happened. And yeah, anyway, let's go back. Yeah, I mean, in general, the Space Force, everything like that, it's kind of hard to say, really where this is going. But I find it to be pretty fucking interesting. I'll definitely tell you that. MS-13's favorite senator, Chris Von Hollen, best known for cozying up to illegal aliens of MS-13, got demolished by Marco Rubio. What is this?
I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job.
Man. Watch the longer clip. That was, by the way, that was really good. Holy shit, that was good. Yeah, little Marco grew up. Yeah, bro, like, that was it. And let me see if I can find a Rubio refugee policy amidst class. Yeah, here it is. Here's the whole thing.
And I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State. I yield back.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job, based on what I know.
Well, that's
about
just
your
a
record
flippant
and what you
statement,
stand
Mr.
for.
Secretary.
Can I respond,
This is a fact.
Mr. Chairman?
You may. I didn't
Okay.
ask.
Senator,
question.
please let the secretary have
I'd be
the floor.
happy to, but then I can respond to his.
He's getting mad, bro. He got him mad.
Your time's up, Senator, and willfully used, I might add.
Well, and I have to.
He's getting so mad. This is that, bro. This is that one loser that went over to El Salvador to talk to that illegal alien MS-13 member, right? Or at least, like, we're not sure that he's an MS-13 member. Only two separate judges found credible evidence that he was an MS-13 member. He was found with MS-13 members. He was found to be trafficking a bunch of people in a state that he wasn't even a citizen in or a resident in, and all of the people seemed to have his same address, and he had the tattoos of MS-13. But so, like, we're not sure that he was an MS-13 member. We're only 99% sure. Okay, guys? Yeah, we're only 99% sure. And his wife wanted him to go, yeah, well, oh yeah, and he beat his wife. I forgot about that. It was just a little bit of a bonus there, right? El Salvador would have sent him back if he wasn't. Well, now he's safe. He's safe.
Our immigration policy should be based on the national interest of the United States. Period. End of story. If there is a subset of people that
Is there a follow-up to this? I feel like this is obvious. What? How are we even thinking any other way besides this at all?
are easier to vet, who we have a better understanding of who they are and what they're going to do when they come here, they're going to receive preference, no doubt about it. There are a lot of sad stories around the world. Millions and millions of people around the world.
Yeah, people dying everywhere. Who gives a fuck, bro? We can't save everybody.
It's heartbreaking. We cannot assume millions and millions of people around the world.
Yeah.
No country can.
Duh.
So you have to have a process of deciding who do you prioritize, who do you allow in. We do it all the time. We do it in our immigration system now under our current laws. Unfortunately, it's primarily based on family connection and not on what they're going to contribute to the society from a merit standpoint. That should be changed, but that'll require statutory changes.
Yeah,
but the bottom
sure.
line is, this notion that somehow we have to
I do
accept
think people's families should be able to come over if they have a citizen there. It should be easier for them. I mean, I agree. I disagree with this.
anyone who wants to come to the United States is absurd. No country in the world has an immigration policy like that.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, I don't know about that. I think Antarctica does, right? I mean, I'm not sure. Let's see here. There's some more of it. Oh. Not with birthright citizenship. Great point. And if I'm not counting that, but if you were counting that, I would completely agree with Marco.
Statutory phrase says you are entitled to entrance as a refugee if you demonstrate a well-justified fear of persecution.
No, you're not entitled.
So
you're
can
allowed.
you have a different standard based upon the color of somebody's skin? Would that be acceptable?
Well,
He really, bro, you really trying to play these games, huh? You really trying to play these games? Oh, here we go again.
not the one arguing that. Apparently you are, because you don't like the fact
Let
that...
me turn it up a little bit. I think it's a little bit quiet for you guys.
Persecution.
No, you're not entitled. You're allowed.
Asmongold, literally not a single other MS-13 member has those tattoos. We can't pretend like they're guaranteed. Guys. I love how, like, number one, why did his girlfriend cover him up herself? Why would she cover them up? Well, actually, let me just real quick. Can I find this guy? No, he's gone. And anyway, yeah, why would she do that? You're not gonna gaslight people into some bullshit, bro. Like, everybody see what's going on.
Statutory phrase says you are entitled to entrance as a refugee if you demonstrate a well-justified fear of persecution.
No, you're not entitled.
So
you're
can
allowed.
you have a different standard based upon the color of somebody's skin? Would that be acceptable?
Well, I'm not the one arguing that.
Well, the thing is, like, the obvious race baiting, and you can see, like, the smug look on his face, right? How he thinks, like, oh, I got you because, like, I'm using the race card, and so now you have to capitulate to what I'm saying, otherwise you might be looked at as a racist.
I'm not the one arguing that. Apparently you are, because you don't like the fact that they're white, and that's why they're coming.
I'm just asking you to say that would be unacceptable.
Well, no, I would say that the United States,
a very easy thing
the United States has a right to pick and choose who they allow into the United States.
Even based on the color of somebody's skin.
You're the one that's talking about the color of their skin, not me. These
You're
are people whose
refusing to
farms were being
acknowledge
burned
that
down
it
and they were
should be
killed because of the
even-handed.
color of their skin.
Well,
They turned him off. Bro, they really had to turn him off? Oh, no.
Well, you've demonstrated enough because you think anyone should be allowed into this country for any reason because they met a certain criteria.
Who has said that?
We are going to prioritize people that come into our country on the basis of what's in the interest of this country. That's a small number of people that are coming.
Yeah.
But
in
you
that
said
particular
said
case.
this weekend that
but
there
in
would
other
be more.
cases, it's harder to vet. In other cases,
Well, it's pretty fucking simple. Like, if you could bring in a person that comes from some random country that doesn't speak your fucking language, that has no skills, no money, and nothing, they're just coming into your country to leech your resources and sit there and do nothing, then, yeah, I feel like that person's going to have a lower priority on the list than a person that speaks English, has skills, has resources, and can contribute to the society. What are we talking about? Like, it's common fucking sense. Duh.
it's more difficult. And by the way, the United States admits people every year. 1 million people come to this country every year legally. 1 million.
And
people
now
a year come to this
there
country
is
legally.
one group
No
of
other
people
country
that
in the
have
world
an
is nearly as
easy
generous.
pass into this country. For the first time, this administration has said Afrikaners get an easy pass and refugee programs for the remainder of the world are shut off. And you can't say to the American public that we should apply this statute in an even-handed way.
No, I think it should
Shocked
be
at that,
applied in a
and I
way.
yield
No, well, you
back.
shouldn't be shocked. It should be applied in the national interest of the United States.
It's very obvious that people that are coming from South Africa would probably have an easier job assimilating than people coming from some other random country that is totally different. Like, for example, Poland does accept refugees from Ukraine. It should logically make sense that you accept refugees primarily from countries that are similar to your own. It's so simple. Yes, culturally similar. Yes, duh. It's so weird how we've reached such an inversion of sense and logic that these obvious realities need to be dictated to people as if they're in first grade. It's unreal.
States. Our immigration policy should be based on the national interest of the United States.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. If there is a subset of people that are easier to vet, who we have a better understanding of who they are and what they're going to do when they come here,
Yep.
they're going to receive preference, no doubt about it. There are a lot of sad stories
course.
around the world. Millions and millions of people around the world. It's heartbreaking. We cannot assume millions and millions of people around the world. No country can. So you have to have a process of deciding who do you prioritize, who do you allow in. We do it all the time. We do it in our immigration system now under our current laws. Unfortunately, it's primarily based on family connection and not on what they're going to contribute to the society from a merit standpoint. That should be changed, but that'll require statutory change.
This argument is so disingenuous. No, it's true. He's completely right. bringing in people with a similar culture, a shared language, and that have established skills that can immediately contribute to the American economy, I think they should be fast-tracked. I don't care about bringing in basket cases. How is bringing in basket cases something that is in the best interest of the American public? It's not.
But the bottom line is, this notion that somehow we have to accept anyone who wants to come to the United States is absurd. No country in the world has an immigration policy like that.
And no one is arguing that we should. I yield back, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, they are. Let's see here if I find a few more of these.
And I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary
This is
of
the
State.
whole thing.
I yield back.
May I respond?
You may sit.
Well, first of all, your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job, based on what I know.
Well, that's
about
just
your
a
record
flippant
and what you
statement,
stand
Mr.
for.
Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman?
You may.
I didn't ask
Senator,
questions.
please let the Secretary have
I'd be
the floor.
happy to, but then I can respond to his.
Your time's up, Senator, and willfully used, I might add.
Man's a disgusting traitor. I think he's a joke too, bro. Like, I do. Like, if I honestly wish that they could find, like, I am the kind of guy that if it was up to me, I would want to have this Kilmar guy totally investigated. And if they could find beyond a shadow of a doubt that this guy was involved with MS-13, then I would try the senator with, like, fraternizing or, like, working with an illegal gang member. Like, I would, as I said, I am a very, very much an Old Testament kind of guy. Like, whatever, like, basically, I think about what is the worst possible thing that you can do? Okay, we can be more creative than that. What else beyond that? Wouldn't that just be nice? Yeah, I think it would be. It would be. Yeah, that's the right way to handle this stuff. What do you do if he's not MS-13? Well, then we just call him a retard. We call him a retard and we say, hey, I wish you'd work this hard for the people that voted for you rather than the people that came to the country illegally and disrespected the laws, the country, and broke the law here.
Your remarks do not represent the view of this committee.
Well, Mr.
Secretary, please.
Well, I'd like to. I can't respond to everything he said because much of these are untrue, but I'll go through a few. First of all, I'm actually very proud.
He works harder for a wife beater than his constituents? That's crazy. Wow. Wow. Oh, I'll ask you one on that one. Those gangs are labeled terrorists now, so now he's literally able to be called with treason? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, like, as I said, until sitting senators and multiple government officials are charged with treason directly, I sleep. That's a slippery slope. I know. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, that's the goal.
The work we've done with USAID, for example, I don't regret cutting $10 million for male circumcisions in Mozambique. I don't know how that makes us stronger and more prosperous as a nation.
We cutting their dicks off over there? Damn, why are we going over there cutting everybody's dicks off? That's soft power? Damn.
Correct. Psychosocial support services.
I raised
USAID.
Sudan, Mr. Secretary.
Can I respond, Mr. Chairman, or do
I mean, look, there's a part of me that, like, I do think that an uncircumcised penis looks like Gravemind from Halo 2. So I do think that definitely it looks better if you are circumcised, like, aesthetically. But, nah, y'all... I'm not joking. Like, I wasn't joking about this. Like, this wasn't like a, oh yeah, I'm just gonna say something funny. No, I'm just making an observation. That's all. It's just an observation.
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had 7 straight minutes of
I chose to
railing on-
use my time that way, Mr.
Somebody says that's the gayest thing I've ever heard. That's not even the gayest thing I've said today.
Senator, I'd ask you to suspend. You had 7 straight minutes of
I chose to
railing on-
use my time that way, Mr. Chairman. That's my right to
Please
use my
suspend
time that way.
Secretary Rubio.
Well, I can go on. I mean, there's other things here. We spent $227,000 for Big Cat's YouTube channel from USAID. We spent $14 million for social cohesion in Mali, whatever the hell that means. So I can go on and on. I got the list here, and there's more. I didn't even bring the whole list. In the case of El Salvador, absolutely. Absolutely. We deported gang members, including the one you had a margarita with. And that guy is a human trafficker, and that guy is a gangbanger, and the evidence is going to be clear. In the days to come,
Mr.
you're
Chairman,
going to see who you went to
look,
defend.
I'm sorry,
please,
Mr. Chairman.
Secretary Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated comments
Senator,
like that.
Secretary Rubio has the floor. You've
Secretary
had your
Rubio
time.
should take that testimony to the federal court in the
Senator,
United States because
well,
he hasn't done it under oath.
Here's another point, okay? There is a division in our government between the federal branch and the judicial branch. No judge in the judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to...
He's getting really mad. Now, if this guy ever did get charged with treason, it would be really funny if we sent him to El Salvador. I will say, that would be the most entertaining outcome.
Conduct foreign policy. No judge can tell me how I have to outreach to a foreign partner or what I need to say to them. And if I do reach to that foreign partner and talk to them, I am under no obligation to share that with the judiciary branch. Just like a judge cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister of Russia, they cannot order me to negotiate with a foreign minister or the president of El Salvador. And if I did negotiate with them, which we have responded to them, and we've told them we've had communications with the president of El Salvador, I am under no obligation under our division of powers in this country and to share with the judicial branch how I conducted diplomacy of the United States. It would actually be counterproductive. If I started sharing with courts, or frankly, with the media, my conversations with foreign leaders and all of their details, no foreign leader would talk to me again, and we would break trust with them. So yeah. I have complied with every court order. What I won't comply with is an order to disclose what I'm saying.
And this is, remember what I was saying before about how, like, I think this is the reason why they crashed out on Zelensky, is that they had some private conversation, and then I think Zelensky went and said something publicly and made something public. And, like, I think that's why they crashed out on him.
What we're talking about with a foreign leader, because then they won't talk to me. Diplomacy doesn't work that way. About the student visas, let me say this. I don't deport anybody, and I don't snatch anybody. The State Department does not have officers in the street snatching everybody. What I do is revoke visas, and it's very simple. A visa is not a right. It is a privilege. People apply for student visas to come into the United States and study.
That's right.
And if you tell me that you're coming to the United States to lead campus crusades, to take over libraries and try to burn down buildings and acts of violence, we're not going to...
Oh, man. Get the fuck out, bro. Get them the fuck out. This is what I voted for. This is it's crazy that left-wing people have gotten flanked so bad that this is now a position that they have to fight against. Like, they've gotten outflanked on a degree that is actually impressive. Like, to fuck up this bad, that's amazing.
Is that what Ms. Ozturk did?
We're not going to give you a visa.
Is that what she did? Come on, Mr.
Look
Secretary.
how mad he is. Just a minute. We're at 324. You see that? I think he hit his enraged face. Bro, he got enraged.
Come on, Mr. Secretary.
And every single
You're
one of
just
these
blowing
cases, the
smoke
factors
here
are
now.
different.
Senator,
the bottom line is, if you're coming here to stir up trouble on our campuses, we will deny you a visa. And if you
Does
have
the
a
First
visa
Amendment
and we
apply
find you,
to
we will
people
revoke
living
it.
in the United
And
States?
we're going to do more.
It shouldn't. Absolutely fucking not.
There are more coming. We're going to continue to revoke the visas of people who are here as guests and are disrupting higher education facilities. People are paying money. These kids pay money to go to school, and they have to walk through a
Writing an
bunch of
op-ed
lunatics
to the
who are
tough
here on student
newspapers
visas.
disrupting the
Simple
foreign
as
policy
that.
of the United
I want to
States.
do more. I hope we can
That's
find more of these
pathetic.
people.
Taking over a building is, and then supporting an organization that kills people is.
In fact, the other day, some guys led a riot. I forgot what university it was, and I asked, please, can you find the arrest records of all the people that were arrested at that riot at that campus? Because if any of them have a visa, we're going to revoke it.
I feel so much.
That's right. That is dude, this is exactly, like, that's exactly what I want them to do. Just take every single person that got detained for being in a place they weren't supposed to be in. If any of them aren't supposed to be here, now they're not here anymore. Gone. Instant, one strike, you're out. That's it. Because it'll stop future bullshit? Yes. Did Trump earn your vote by now? If I could go back in time and vote for him, I absolutely would. I did not think that he was going to go this hard at all. And to be fair, I still think that he's only at like a 5 or a 6. Like maybe even a 4 for what I want to see happen. But this is, it's better than the first time around. It was like a 1.
Say,
All right, let's
lock up people like Ms. Osterk, Mr. Secretary.
We've had enough time
Rafa, thanks for 100 subs. I appreciate it.
on the subject. Thank you very much. And we're going to move to Senator Lee.
So he getting his feelings hurt, bro. He getting real mad. Damn, bro. Like, wow. Let's see if I find any more of these, if there's any more of this stuff. And where's any more of this? Yeah, it's embarrassing, bro. It's so sad. And yeah, these guys, honestly, is really it's really funny to see them crashing out over this bullshit, man. And this is the guy. This is the guy. When was the last time he went and he got drinks with people that were part of the people that voted for him? When was the last time? What's he doing? Like, what is this? What is going on? Should have not even let his ass come back. That would have been fucking funny. Maybe you couldn't do that, but it would have been funny if you did. I found this out today. Apparently, Asmongold is the most searched term on YouTube this year. Let me see if I can find this, and I don't know where this data comes from or whatever. And YouTube search terms in the UK. So this is in the United States. Let's go back. Oh, actually, no, this is in the entire world. Wait a minute. I'm number 7 in the United States. Holy shit. Oh my God. So here we go, guys. We have right here the most popular YouTube global search terms in 2025 of monthly search volume. Now, it's very hard to know whether this is true or not. Like, I have no idea. But anyway, number 1 is ASMR. Pretty hard to beat that. Trump, Mr. Beast, music, lo-fi, Sidemen, APT, I don't know what APT is, Asmongold, Kendrick Lamar, and NBA. There's, like, I don't even believe this. I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's no way this is accurate, bro. Like, this is insane. Like, APT is a song? Like, yeah, I have no idea. Like, this is crazy. Really, it's insane. And also, it's at 7 million. Like, there's no way that I have 7.2 million and Trump only has 9.2 million. Like, that's insane. That means that that's nuts. How is that even possible? And so let me see, is there any data? See the full list here. Okay, so let's see the full list of everything right here. The most popular YouTube global search terms in 2025. So here we go, guys. Let's take a look at it. And we have ASMR is 16,000, Trump at 9 million, million, Mr. Beast, Lo-Fi, Sidemen, Asmongold at 7 million searches. 7 million searches for Asmongold in one fucking year, and this is just on YouTube. It's just on fucking YouTube. How is this possible? How much do all your channels get comparatively? I don't know. Let me see. Where's my... I could just look at my shorts channel. Asmongold shorts. This is Social Blade. Yeah, this is one YouTube channel I have. Let's see. It has... so in the past 30 days, I've received 171 million views. And so that's a pretty good amount, right? I mean, if you look at these numbers, whenever you see plus 7 figures every single day, this is in fact a very good number. You like seeing numbers like these. And this is obviously my shorts channel, so it's going to probably have the highest inflated views, etc. But in general, this is how usually things are. And even apparently here, gained views monthly, we were even getting more in, I guess, like April. So we were getting 50 million views in a week. That's insane. And so, wow. So basically we went from, I haven't even really looked at this before. And so we were, because I remember like for a long time, so I had Emaru's editor working on this, right? And I told him, I was like, listen, buddy, like, because it had gone for a long time, like nothing happened with this channel at all. And then finally, November happens. I guess January happens. This was probably, this was the Donald Trump situation, right? And then February happened, March happened, and then now we have April, and we have 160 million views. So things are doing pretty well with this channel. I didn't even know this, right? I don't really pay attention to a lot of these graphs, etc. And so, yeah, big graph energy, right? And so this is a very, very good graph. And yeah, there you go. Your shorts are great. Yeah, I had no idea, but I'm glad that I'm glad people enjoy them. And so anyway, you should thank Alyssa Mercante. Really, I don't know. Really, I don't even run. I don't even have the login for this account. Like, I don't even. I have no idea. I don't have the login. I was like, yeah. So you want to do a channel? He's like, yeah, sure. And that's it. I have no idea. And anyway, it's good graph though. Really good graph. And anyway, put that in a frame. Yes, this is a yeah. By the way, whenever you see a graph like this is a good graph. And so people like seeing graphs like this. And anyway, let's see here. And it's even going back up again, too, which is what's crazy. So you see people that are subscribing, everything like that. So maybe it does make sense. I mean, and this is like because there is the Asmongold TV, there's Zach Rar, there's Asmongold Clips, Asmongold Shorts, Asmongold Gaming. And then I think there's a few other Asmongold fan channels. And then there's Asmongold Korea channels and like China channels as well. So yeah, maybe that's it, and a lot of them. And so you have at number 8 Asmongold, Kendrick Lamar, NBA, Bad Bunny, iShowSpeed, Die with a Swat, iShowSpeed, Bruno Mars, UFC, Song, Karaoke, Not Like Us, Minecraft, Real Madrid, Mr. Beast, Corey Kenshin, Joe Rogan, Marvel Rivals, Markiplier, and so are there any other streamers like Queso? There he is. All right, we get Queso on there. That's good, bro. Like he moving up. Yep. All right, that's good. And to be fair, yeah. Where's do we see Kai? Was Kai on here? I didn't see Kai. He's mainly popular on other platforms anyway. So there it is. Yeah. Well, we got Charlie there too. Good for him. Absolutely. There's another one. Let's see. Who else do we have? And Dest. I mean, to be fair, this could also be the game, right? It's very hard to say whether it's the game or whether it's the individual. And so XQC right here, pretty decent. Okay, we got XQC also. Ludwig. Okay, Ludwig's a decent guy. Let's see. Let's keep going. What's there? Elon Musk. There's no way Elon Musk is this low, right? There's got to be some other. I think that I think this aggregation, by the way, as much as this strokes my ego, I do not think this is an accurate aggregation. There's no way that Elon Musk, like the richest and one of the most talked about people in the entire world, is number 87, right? Let's be real, right? There's something that's wrong about this graph. And so anyway, he fell off. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't think so. But on YouTube, maybe not. So anyway, let's see here. Kai Cenat is, let's see. Oh, so it only shows the top 100. So let's see who made it up to the top 100 as streamers. Kai made it. Okay, good for Kai. And let's see, who else do we have? Ludwig, he's content creator, right? I mean, I guess he streams too. XQC and Destiny. Hard to say whether it's the game or the guy, but you know, maybe a little bit of both. Queso as well. And let's see, what else do we have? Speed as well. And where's the rest of it? Obviously, Charlie. Charlie made it up there. Not a surprise. Markiplier. Joe Rogan. Corey Kenshin. Mr. Beast. And let's see if I can find the rest of these. Not like us. Where's all the rest of them? I Show Speed. There's another one for him as well. And obviously me. And Sidemen and Mr. Beast. And of course, the content president himself, Donald. There it is. So those are the most popular search terms in the YouTube global search terms in 2025. Wow. Wow. How about that? That's crazy. That is fucking insane that we are at number 8. Can you believe that? Oh my God. And so, yeah, I don't even know what to say. And so anyway, what about boobs? I don't think that really, I don't think it really counts that. So let me see here. All right, what about the US? So I'm even higher in the US. I'm number 7 in the US. Let's see. Are there any new people on here? Corey Kenshin's really been popping off. I feel like that manga he put out, and then like ever since he came back to making content, there's a lot of people talking and thinking about Corey now. And the GOAT, yeah, good for him, man. I remember watching his video. He was talking about like some YouTube issue, and it was the first time I'd really ever been introduced to him. Nothing but respect. I think he's a great guy. And let's see if I can find the rest of this too. And who else do we have? Is there anybody else? Oh, there's Hassan. Look at that. There's Hassan, number 47. Good for him. You know who else is 47? Donald Trump. Not so different after all. Oh, man. That's crazy, right? Yep, there we go. And yeah, wow. And so all that just end up being 47 as well. And David Dobrik, I'm actually surprised David Dobrik is so high. Drewski's really popular on Instagram and stuff, so it would make sense he wouldn't be that high. Kai, XQC, Moist Critical. I mean, like he's probably got a couple of different aggregates because people search him like 3 different ways. Let's see here. Where's the rest of them? Soul Leveling, Jacksepticeye, Mark Rober. I don't know who this person is at all. Sam Sulek, and let's see, who else? That's pretty much about it. Holy shit, man. Most popular UK search terms. So I am number 13 even in the UK. I mean, I can't be... Dude, the Sidemen in the UK? Damn, I did not know they had that level of motion. I was not familiar with their game. They're the guys, right? What the fuck? Simon always, yes, I had no idea about this. Check in India? Oh, let me see. All right, so what about in, okay, can I find it in other places outside of the United States? Let me see, the top 1,000 key list. Okay, YouTube searches, and this is for Google. I'm not sure if I can find it anywhere else besides this number 1 in India. No, I don't think so. I think that, you know, that's just been a very, very recent development. I think you'd have to give that maybe like 6 months or so, right? Especially depending on how things develop. And so, yeah, there you go. Well, for worldwide, though, Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's impressive, yeah. And good job to you and your team. Mainly my team. I mean, obviously I show up, but it's really my editors that are doing all these uploads and strategizing and making all this happen. You know, like I show up, I do the show, and I try to make the show as good as possible. But the show would have never made it to YouTube if it wasn't for the editors and everybody that's behind me, right? And that's something very important to keep in mind. So yeah, those are my bosses, exactly. There you go. So wow. I am the number 8 most searched the most searched for term in 2025, at least according to this, which I think is a little bit, you know, I'm not entirely sure whether this is accurate. But anyway, I did see this here, and so yeah, there it is. Wow. And I sent you about a link on Xbot noticing a PSYOP. I didn't see it. And yeah, there we go, guys. Wow. That's insane. And you're number 1 in my heart. I mean, I might try to, you know, we might try to keep going and keep pushing and go even higher than 8 next year, right? It just kind of depends on what happens. I mean, like, the fact is that, I mean, there's a lot of things and a lot of opportunities that I end up turning down. And I think that's probably the biggest thing and, like, the biggest weakness that I have is that, like, there's a lot of, you know, people that will invite me on their show or invite me to do things, etc. But I just don't really have the, you know, the mental or emotional, like, bandwidth to want to do that. So that's the main thing that holds me back, right? And more than anything. And if you played better, you could have gone up 7 spots, maybe even 9. Who knows? Yep, who knows? But anyway, that's it. I'm honestly really shocked. To be totally real, like, this is in the entire world. Number 8. Holy fuck. God damn. Wow. Well, there it is, guys.